proposals made by the National Treasury to increase taxes on food commodities and common household goods. The price of maize and cassava flour and of cooking gas will either remain the same or go down, given the recommendations by the Finance Committee of the National Assembly. And as Brian Amoy reports, the relief also extends to revelers as proposals to increase tax on beer, wine and gaming have been shut down.
I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
In a report tabled by the Finance Committee Chairperson Gladys Wanga, members of Parliament noted that approving the proposals would have effectively left the common mwananchi to bear responsibility for the increased costs, especially at a time when the country is decrying the high cost of living.
In terms of food security, as a country, we've had drought, we've had locusts, we don't have enough food to feed our people. We import a lot of food, and sometimes the importation of food is done at the expense of local production. So the basic food for the national citizens, we have to be very, 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 very eager to ensure that we do not tax the basic food that is consumed by our people to raise taxes.
The recommendations of the committee are welcome, especially on bread, cassava and unga issues. And I want to thank the committee, Mr. Speaker, for being very conscious about issues that affect the real lives of the thousands and millions of Kenyans. That we cannot tax Kenyans on issues of unga, cassava, wheat. These are the things that we survive on.
On the issue of basic food commodities and food items, Madam Speaker, I want to associate myself with the committee with the recommendations, and I do support that, Madam Speaker.
The finance bill contained measures to increase revenue with an intention to make an additional 51.6 billion to support the budget. But the lawmakers have rejected the majority of the proposals contained in the bill, giving other recommendations, while at the same time leaving Treasury with the task of looking for other ways of raising revenue.
Madam Speaker, I don't understand why we can't just go straight be hard on betting. In fact, there's so much betting that I don't understand whether radio stations are actually now on communication, they're actually betting agencies, because there's so much of it, and I'm not so sure it is helpful to us. Therefore, if we can't control it, we should actually get money on it.
But that aside, I do not oppose increase on that, because we have to balance between necessities and those which we don't consider. I'd rather have a cracked skin, but with the food in my stomach. So if you are coming with, between beauty products and food, then I agree with the committee on the beauty products that they could be taxed.
There are sin taxes that were proposed by the National Treasury on alcohol, on betting, and I want to agree with Honorable Millie that there are some of those things that we may need to reconsider, because at the end of the day we must also look at other alternative sources of revenue raising by government other than those that will really affect Kenyans. Honorable Speaker, if you ask me, increasing taxes on advertising revenues, on betting, that cost will be offloaded to the person who is advertising, and the consumer will never have to bear. And a consumer of betting products, Honorable Speaker, is a consumer who at the end of the day, just like someone who is drinking alcohol, smoking, will spend because it's something they enjoy doing. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, even on nicotine products, there are particular products, especially a product called Lift.
Other taxes rejected by the members of Parliament include 16% VAT on maize, cassava and wheat flour, 10% excise duty on beer, 20% excise duty on wines and spirits, a 15% excise duty on liquor advertising, 25% excise duty on glass bottles, 15% excise duty on advertisement on betting also flopped. The legislators equally rejected the proposed 3% digital service tax, retaining it at 1.5%. Brian Amoy, Look Up TV, Nairobi.